Okay, so if you've just joined this playthrough, then I should explain. We've just completed the Jorvik storyline, the York storyline. But before we went and completed the York storyline, Jorvik as it is in this game, there was a specific mission here which I just couldn't complete. And I went and looked it up, and it turns out that I'd done the mission wrong. So yeah, which didn't help whatsoever. Get my bearings around here. Excuse me. Moo to you too, cow. So like it looks like this mission has deactivated. That's good. So I'll go to the thing and then I'll explain what's supposed to happen. Always what should happen.
Oh, starlight, my starlight! A swift death by a sharp sting separates us, both by lip and by heart. Have you given my letter to my beekeeping love? The hive is not far.
The sweetness of honey on the tongue, with the danger of being stung. It is like love, always a chance of losing.
Okay, so they're referring to this beehive.
Starlight. Which of these keepers of the bees fits Gil's poems?
Okay, so I'll just tell you right now that because I've already done this quest actually in another video, but I got it wrong. Ignore this guy. Feel free to talk to him, but it's not this guy. I'll just talk to these two, and then I'll explain what should have happened.
Would you say that you are cow-eyed and willow-limbed?
Oh, I suppose. I'm not sure what that means, but it is pretty. Are you composing a poem in my likeness?
Nope, not for you, sorry.
My mistake. Apologies.
Now, there are two people that have... Now, originally when I did this mission, there's this person over here, you'll get his reaction, and I had to choose between these two, and the only reason I chose the woman really in the end was, and I didn't pull gender into it, I was more thinking about their answers, the reaction to their answers, and her answer seemed more as if she realized that there was poetry behind it, rather than the other person's answer was more like, wait, it was more like really taken aback, but sort of admitting something on a personal level, but not so much recognizing the poetry. So, because this is a poem mission about poetry, I kind of went with the poetry answer. It's actually not the poetry answer. So, because I noticed the second time, I actually had to look up the answer, and it's not. I wouldn't deem it as obvious, but you'll listen to this one and you'll probably understand what I'm talking about.
Do you consider yourself a man who has features so delicate that God himself must have painted them on with a fine brush?
Yes.
So for me, that just seems more recognizing something, not necessarily poetic, because he's referencing something in the poetic sense. But I mean, even though she didn't understand what it meant, she recognized it was more some form of poetry, which is kind of when I went to reference to, or maybe she just doesn't realize what, isn't very good at poetry, but does understand the beauty in it, and so that's kind of why I went with her. So, because it was just more how I was sort of taken aback, sort of just admitting on a personal level, like thinking, hey, probably not, but it is actually this person as far as I understand. We've got to actually follow this person afterwards, as far as I understand.
Then I have a letter for you.
Thank you.
I have delivered the letter. Now to see if Gil has met his match.
Now, apparently this person's supposed to leave. Yep. So we're gonna follow this person to the meeting spot. And I won't spoil the rest. I actually know what happened because I've actually read about the mission, just because I want to see What if there was something special I had to do? What else was going? You don't go back there. You wait for this person to move. So.
Well, hello. This is quite the surprise.
You've got a beautiful heart and mastery of verse, but I do not return your feelings, Gil. But Serle fancies you. I understand if you do not want his company. He isn't very handsome.
He does? The lad with the hair of bracken and smouldering gaze? Sarah, you say? I must compose another letter.
Sorry, Gil. Looks like you'll have to face your love yourself. Best of luck.
Okay. Well, at least he was honest about it and not rude. He was just plain speaking, just nice and polite about it. I can appreciate that, you know. I really do. You know, it wasn't overly rude. Was just calm but plain. You know, looked straight in the eye. Yeah, I respect that. And he's realized that apparently someone else fancies him, so he's gonna write a poem for that. That's cool. Good luck to him. Good luck to him is what I say. Now, before we go back to Randvi to report on the events of Jorvik, as the result of taking care of this line, we have unlocked Reeve Darby, who is the Vice, and he's in Pickering. So we're going to do this. We're going to take him out. Assassinate the Vice. Be found near a waterfall in the village of Pickering, Yorkshire. Master Darby the Vice. Darby came late into the order, having already secured the position of Reeve in the city of his birth. Enforcing the rules was his joy and pleasure. He saw attaining the rank of Magister in the order as a way to enforce rules with even more severity, thereby increasing his pleasure all the more. You nasty asshole. You're a right piece of work then. Go to Pickering and get rid of them. I think we'll do that before we went back to Randvi, so just in case we can go back and talk to Hytham or whatever about all this. We'll see. This way through the cold winds to Pickering. Come on, Hattie. Get those legs working.
Here!
Get through the woods. Sorry, bud. Didn't mean to interrupt the fishing. Off here, go to cloak mode. Nice nice there. English. Try and get a nice up close and personal view of him. Ah. Where are you exactly? Oh, you're okay. That you're not exactly hiding. Well, to be fair. Ah, of course not. Huh. What a nice view of... Come on. So... He seems so calm, so certain of himself. Oh dearie me, you fool. You absolute fool. There we go.
Rest easy, Reeve. Your time has come.
Yes. Now I will be judged at the Witten of the gods.
To Helheim with you.
Aye. Even Helheim needs a Reeve.
He was so devoted he couldn't see past, couldn't see anything else. Wow. Blunt joint, okay. So, what's the next clue? Holds a position of power, okay. Nice. Oh, from the vellum. As Reeve, you have much power and control of your village, but think of the father. He exerts great power over many lives. We must do all we can for him. It's almost reminding him of his duty. Okay. Oh, one thing I must do, and I'll come here while we're at it, actually. I did actually totally forgot to look at this, to be honest, so we'll go and have a check here. This is, as far as I understand, this is the wealth chest is supposed to be unlockable through checking out the members of the order, but I never noticed us getting a key for them, so unless I'm mistaken.
If they see me, this will get messy.
Ah, not fussed. There's a place here. Where is it? Here. Letter to the cultist. 3 points converts pride of infernal chaos and pain. Once the conditions are met, my brothers and Rose Heathens will run for the seas to be cleansed. What has? But apparently we need a key. I have never found a key. I have never ever found a key. And we've done all the side missions. So you know what I'm actually going to do?
Sunan, guide me.
Because I'm confused as hell. We've done... There are no more side missions. And I would have... Because that was the whole thing about the cultists. So... What the hell? No key? What the hell? Either that chest is perhaps... I mean, it could perhaps be bugged. It is quite possible the locks are maybe not supposed to be there. Or... I don't know. The keys have... Just the game is glitched into keys just disappearing. I really have no idea, but because it was cultists, I assumed it was through those three that we would obtain the keys. But since otherwise, because actually that's something that I should actually double check. Which I'll double check that when I've recorded tonight. If it's going tonight, I'll actually go and see what the hell is going on there. Like genuinely, because I saw that, when I went there originally I saw cultist, I'm thinking, oh, okay, so it's probably, you know, direct reference to, you know, taking out the cultists and all this sort of thing. You get a key from each of them to unlock the chest. Like, that made sense to me. But since I've taken them out, there's no keys, not one I can find, but done all the missions in Yorkshire. Literally, we've done all the side missions in Yorkshire and Jorvik itself, so, like, unless, Anyway, we'll come back here. There is one possibility, but we'll let the alliance map confirm something. Because there's only one other way I can see. There's only one other way I can think of that would occur, but it's a bit. I don't know why it would be in Jorvik. I don't know why the chest would be there unless it's. Yeah, I mean, just the circumstances, like. It's. Yeah. So Gunnar's not back yet?
Eivor!
Hey kids! Gonna chat with Hytham? See if he has anything to say to us or whatever.
I'm grateful to see Basim returned. There's so much more I wish to learn from him.
Jorvik is now free of the Order's influence.
Brilliant as ever, my friend. Thank you for all you have done.
Okay.
What is it
Oh,
you...
whoops.
When you eliminate any...
That's not what I meant to. I meant to see if I can give him some Italian.
I have to go.
Then go in peace.
So just got a little chat scene with him. That's okay. Povatoranvi. Then we're heading over to Nottinghamshire. Actually, I might even do a... Do I do a feast? Notes? We might get that after, what do you call it?
Pleasure to see you, Eivor.
Lovely to see you too.
I have purged the Order of Ancients from Jorvik with Yuvina and Jort's aid. And should we ever need theirs, they will come.
You do this work well, Eivor. Is it a prelude to you joining the Hidden Ones?
I doubt it. Not enough glory in these back alley brawls.
Okay. Oh, okay. I wondered about that, to be honest. Okay, so Yorkshire itself, the actual surrounding area, is also part of that, which potentially means that, so yeah, that would potentially mean that Winchester and Hampshire are two separate storylines, because they were circling their own borders, so that potentially means that chest... Oh no, but hang on. The keys. It could be referenced to the fact that, either there are 3 Order members up in Yorkshire itself, which are, I believe, for the... Is this the one of Faith? Rake? Yeah, Faith. So unless the last 3 members are in the Faith one, or either in, Gloucestershire or Nottinghamshire, would one of those two. I thought the thing is probably more like Hampshire or Winchester, I would imagine. But I'm just thinking, turns that sort of stuff. But because I got that chest, which would mean the 3 keys in order. So unless that's cultist members that, also cultists, that would mean the reference point. Excuse me. To someone who's either allied or whatever, which means it's possibly keys up in Yorkshire from those missions? I'll just think out loud there. Got some letters to have a look at. Second cut-off farms, second expansions, okay. Cool. Hytham's letter. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Eivor, I've received a letter from our poor fellow soldier of Christ. He may have uncovered a few new targets. Visit my bureau when you have some time. Okay.
I should talk to Hytham about my next targets.
Huh.
You're a good boy.
I'll have a chat to him, because if these are just individual ones, like separate from any storyline, I'll definitely do them. If not, but I mean, if they're like part of an actual story arc. I've got some other side missions I'd like to do first, but we'll have a chat to him.
Ah, here is something for you. An odd letter arrived a few days ago, signed by one calling himself...
A poor fellow soldier of Christ.
That's right. Someone you know.
Not by sight, but this soldier has intimate knowledge of the Order. He's the reason I have found them so easily in the cities.
The letter says you must travel to Winchester, visit God's house and look for a man in white. Then recite this passage. When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly cometh wisdom.
All right. I'll speak with Randvi, get a fuller picture of all this.
Do you need something?
No.
I have to go.
Then go in peace.
Okay. Oh. Hold on a second. That's interesting. So... Oh, that's the wrong one. Not meant to be up there. That's... Whoops. Because that in itself, they're both... Okay, so that one up there, so that's... Okay, so... Because this one I think is 250. Okay. Interesting. So, bit Gloucestershire... Alright, interesting. Okay, so we're finding out about these people. Alright. Slowly but surely. That's alright. Anyway, let us head off to Nottinghamshire. I think the first one we'll do is a boss fight against the Drengir. The Lost Drengir. God. Yeah. Oh dear, be my pronunciations. Shocking, I know. All right. Grab Patty and go for a bit of a ride. Around you go, Hattie. Actually, let's go up this way. Good luck, wolves. If you want to tackle me, go for it. Just go ahead and try.
And the Valkyries and the saggy breeches. Come to me, Ragnar. Find me in the frenzy.
Huh. Okay. Well, you look sounds like very, very battle hardened. Okay. This should be an interesting fight against you. Well. Shall we have at it then? Ooh, what's this? But no. Brief reminder. Barley and hops for the brew that bolsters our warriors. And for Hemingway plums. He always liked his little sweeter. Okay.
Hail, warrior. Are these wetlands your longhouse? Your meat hall?
This is a Drenger's ritual chamber. I am Skeghold, pledged to Ragnar Lothbrok in hugger and body, iron and soul. I seek one willing to take the ritual and engage me in combat to the death.
I understand. For an opponent, you could do worse than me.
Join me then in Drenga Seder. Ragnar taught it to me at Uppsala for 9 moons, and I never stopped. I will only fight one who enters my frenzy. For if we are not in the same state, I will have an unfair advantage.
What is the potion then? Mead and rotten bread?
A sacred ale of high volatile spirits and Thor's fungus, the Amanita muscaria. Ragnar and I would quaff this great elixir before each new raid.
Okay.
I often saw him transcend the laws of battle. Drink of the brew that bubbles here in my pot. Then we will enter the frenzy together, and only one of us will leave.
Oh god, no pressure then. Oh crap. Okay, let's do this. Oh boy.
May you walk the Bifrost with heavy steps, Drengir.
This is for the lady of many names! Now the All-Father sees me. He opens his arms, ready to receive.
Oh, nice. Few good old stun shots. The way to do it. I'll give you mercy if that's what you wish.
You fought well, and our journey was fair. Now yours continues.
Now I transcend. Farewell. It is my turn to see the god of poetry.
Requiescat in pace, noble Drengir. Oh. I was starting to be a bit more hallucinogenics involved, if I'm honest, but hey, I ain't complaining. I'm a maroon theme. Okay. Actually, to be honest, this one's fairly close. They're usually fairly straightforward. Might give that a go. Yeah, I know. Famous last words, yes. Supposedly simple, turns out to be unbelievably difficult. Much like some of the Karens I've come across. Oh boy. Go. Go, Hati. Let's go, Hati. We were to hear a sage speak his thoughts. Now we pass off animals. You don't have your own brawl, thank you. Come on. Oh, it's a camp, okay.
This area is off limits.
Yeah, well, I'll just work my way around it. Come on, there we go. Round, around it, over it, there. Actually, let me just get off. It'd be far quicker if I actually just jump this. Can you actually climb up this? Hati, don't do anything stupid, please. By stupid, I mean take on the bear. Okay, this should be interesting. Now, where is the inscription? Aha!
The Kingdom of Bernicia and Elmet have granted me the right to worship here, by edict of Yopa of Bernicia. The Nephilim were the only race with the strength to have moved such pillars, with the power of the Lord behind them. But what were they guarding against? Did you command them, Lord? Was it for the sin of people of other times? Was it to keep the demons out?
I guess we'll find out when we've done them. Okay, that's alright, it's one of those. Should be interesting. Whoops, daisies. Let's check over here first. Go for the obvious stuff first. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing a possible. Oh. Hold on. No. I wonder if that's reflection. Does reflection count? Trying to move it at such a point where it actually... Okay. This looks right, just have to... Is blocking your view. Really? Oh, right. Yeah, I was thinking, what the hell? Gotcha. Okay, I was like, hang on a minute, what the hell? That makes a lot more sense. Alright, now this should make this a bit more obvious. There we go.
Strange energy here.
Cool. Again, do its thing. That was those light things are kind of Isu. At least that's the way I guess it anyway. Alright then. Well, we'll end it here. Yeah. Next time we'll actually start at what's... Excuse me, I've been generally find the most complicated of them all is the Cairns. Start here, then we'll go and do some missions and basically wind our way down from there, so... Although, to be fair, some of these have been drastically complicated, but at least with these, there's only a certain amount of ways you can actually complete them as long as I'm actually thinking. But Karens do tend to stump me a bit, so we'll start with that, and yeah, continue on from there. Catch you next time.